The Million Dollar Mission saw a highly eclectic group of very influential Australians coming together to quite literally climb a mountain for people with brain cancer. They were on a mission to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the world's tallest freestanding mountain. And leading the group was Professor Charlie Teo. Interestingly, amongst them, they had world-class DJs, we had the CEO, Australian CEO of the Year, and we had people representing both Channel 9 and Channel 10 who actually shared a tent together on this amazing mission to not just climb Kilimanjaro, but to also raise ultimately $1.3 million and importantly, raise awareness of brain cancer. Brain cancer survival has remained unacceptably low for 30 years. If we're going to change the status quo, we need to dream big and act even bigger. Million Dollar Mission quite literally did do just that. It created a completely new approach to raising funds and a major amount of funds in a very short space of time. And that really fits in with the essence of our mission, which is to increase brain cancer survival from 20% to 50% by 2023. So we can't rely on traditional methods of fundraising and engagement with our community. We need to do things differently. And the Million Dollar Mission did just that. We knew that if we were going to recruit a group of people who each had the ability to raise $100,000, that we actually had to build an influencer ecosystem, essentially. Now, to start with something like that, you need a high profile name. And Professor Charlie Teo is one of the world's top neurosurgeons. He's a household name, and he has personal connections to a number of Australians who CEOs of companies, chiefs in media, and people from just the general influencer landscape.
So originally on the first meeting, Christian, one of the team members, sort of said, well, we'll be doing lots of parties and trivia nights. And I said, no, we won't be doing any of that. The participants must be of a calibre where they can raise $100,000 off their own back.
We then used Charlie's name to go out and think, well, we need to start a core group of, I guess, what we would call the inner circle. So people to get the ball rolling. Cure Brain Cancer Foundation already had thought, well, where do we start? Let's start with the corporate partners that we already have. So we recruited Christine Holgate, who's Australian CEO of the Year, and she actually agreed to climb the mountain. Leveraging her name and her network, we actually brought on 5 different people from Blackmores. Then, interestingly, we went out to a contact at Channel 10, who interestingly recruited essentially what you would perceive to be a rival from Channel 9. The two guys climbed the mountain together. They both raised over $100,000 and they even shared a tent. What we could have done is taken the traditional kind of marketing or communications approach and just told the community that there's some people climbing a mountain. Well, we thought this is too important and it's actually too inspiring just to leave it there. So what we decided to do, we wanted to create engagement, we wanted to create awareness, and we wanted to, of course, pave the way for fundraising. So we actually built the whole campaign off a simple question. And the question was, who would you climb a mountain for? This way we could actually ask each of the participants who they're climbing for. We could humanize their stories and start to engage with our audiences. What we really liked about the question of who you would climb a mountain for is, even if you didn't have a brain cancer connection, you could start to talk about the people in your lives that matter to you. So it actually opened the doors for us to engage audiences beyond our traditional base. In order to bring this strategy alive, we created a content hub where we could create video, blogs, photographs, and excitingly, Australia, if not the world's first virtual reality campaign involving a group of people climbing a mountain. This enabled people to follow the whole journey and, importantly, connect with the story of these amazing people climbing a mountain for people just like them who'd been impacted by brain cancer.
I think overall it was extremely successful, not just because people climbed up the mountain and they raised $1.3 million, but our PR, our social media, the contacts that we had, the relationships we've developed, the whole thing is amazing.
Charlie's $1 Million Mission became Charlie's $1.3 million mission. And in fact, the fundraising is still continuing now. The result of that is that we've raised the money that we sought to raise, in fact smashed the target, We've also got a group of people who've connected with our brand or with our charity, who are from that influential landscape, so we can continue to leverage the genuine, authentic relationships that have been built. And in terms of our brand awareness, we reached over 110 million people around the world through our media and through our social media. That's the kind of awareness you just can't build. The campaign led to a growth in our social media community of over 15% in just 2 weeks. So beyond dollars, awareness, engagement, it's actually helped to shape our communication strategy as well. I guess when you put all of that together, what it really shows is the power of telling stories of inspiring people doing amazing things. And the learnings from Million Dollar Mission are that every year we will actually go out and do a similar kind of campaign. Charlie Teo has agreed to take that on board. And from a communications perspective, it's really shown the power of telling authentic stories to deliver results.